off the stage.
Good evening, everyone. We're passing it on to our wonderful host, Sawati.
Greetings, all. How are you? Oh, now they finally got me on the stage. All right, I can cut up like I want to, but I won't. How is everybody? How is our Disruptor and Wellness Wednesday family? We greet you, we say hello, we thank you for being here. And as you know, please hit the subscribe button. We would love to contact you weekly to let you know what's going on and what we're doing. And we want you to stay until the end tonight because we have goodies for you. And you can only get them if you stay until the end. So, our guest this evening is living proof that when you decide to transform your mindset, your life will follow suit. After attending Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within, she didn't just walk on fire, she walked straight into a new level of success. Since then, our guest has made remarkable strides in both her personal and professional journeys. We will welcome her in a moment. But first, I want to give you a little sneak peek of what's to come.
What's going to do moment for your life? You make those dominoes. Please.
I said, oh my God, I feel light, free, tickled, more passionate. I give grace to myself and my mom. I see life through pink glasses with the sunburst right in the center. Like a ray that's always reflecting the sparkle of my life, my future, my possibilities. My mom, 89, Mommy Paula Ann, would love it. She would throw and flow, and I feel like a walking energy of joy and light and peace and laughter.
Woo! So, a lot of you may not know who Tony Robbins is, but if you do, you'll in the joy with us. And now you've seen this lovely face pop up on stage. So let's welcome Tinah, the Joy Architect, to share how that experience sparked her next chapter. Welcome, Tinah, and please tell us, at least the audience who doesn't know, who Tony Robbins is and a little bit about him.
Tony Robbins, if you know, think of Ian Van Zant, think of Joe Dispenza, think of Les Brown, think of, I'm trying to think of other heavy hitters, Hicks, Abraham Hicks. Tony Robbins is like the master guru coach. I shouldn't say guru, but he's like the master coach of life transformation. And so I have an opportunity to spend some time with him.
You know what I know? Not everybody gets that opportunity to be on stage. So, did that just come to you?
No,
Who called you out? Like, what happened?
he called me out. I was answering, it was in response to a question he asked, what is your new empowering belief? And, you know, you got 15,000 people in the room, and he happened to pick me and called me out. And I told him what my new empowering belief was. And it was seeing my life through pink colored glasses with starbursts in the center. And it just took off from there.
All right. So, tell us, well, I want to say this before. I remember Tony Robbins from the 90s. He has been around for a long, long time in the transformational field. I just remember, everybody doing the fire walk. And I think that he created that. I'm not exactly sure, but that's where I remember it from. Is that the case? Because I know you walked on fire too.
Yeah, I don't know if he created it, but I know I did it twice. And I know this second time was it was fierce, but I did it twice. It's definitely an experience that people should definitely consider. It's worth doing. It's a challenge. It'll press you.
Okay. Tell us about what happened, what was going on for you in that moment, and what has happened since then in terms of your work expounding. Exploding, is a better word.
I can tell you what happened. I'll start from a funny thing happened on the way to joy. And that was 20 plus years of depression and numbing. Zero emotional feelings, which was the result of a little tiny 10 milliliter pill that I was taking, and took that for the course of 10 years before I realized that it was actually impacting me, removing all level of any kind of emotional sensory. Long story short, I ended up going, and that went on for like decades, a long time. And last year on December 10th, my breakthrough had a date on it because it was at Tony Robbins' event. He did this exercise about freedom, and my depression just went shoo, and it left just like that. But I know it's because of what I have been doing unintentionally over the course of 20 years. And that was prayer, commitment, consistency, and time. And that was like my 4 pillars of things that was taking place in my life. So by the time I got to Tony and he did that exercise, I guess I was primed. I was ready. I was in a position. I had done all the work that I could possibly do. And then God used him and the environment that I was in, and the platform and the space and the people to allow that alignment to take place for the depression to drop. So fast forward 2 months after December 10th, because that's my new birth date, my second birth date. Fast forward 2 months after that, one of the gentlemen that I had met there, his name is JJ Villar, and his partner, Marcia Simon. I ended up hooking up with them, joining one of their programs called Next Life Next, and then the E-Code, which out of that positioned me to write a book, to put into, move my ministry into a business, the JOILab Experience, and then set me up for an adventure that was going to take place in the early part of October. They had us come down to Miami. It was called A Secret Adventure, y'all. And when we got there, they said, just be at the airport at 6 o'clock. If you're not there, you're going to get left. We were there. When they got there, they blindfolded us. They put us in the Jeep. First destination, fabulous Airbnb. We got there. They said, you got 30 minutes to get dressed. Put your best gear on. They blindfolded us. They took us to this place called Mila's to eat. Swanky place. Swanky. The next day, they took us skydiving. In the afternoon, they took us to go, what do you call it when you get massages out on the water overlooking the ocean? In the evening. Yeah, man. Every day they was doing something like 3 events, from kayaking, blindfold kayaking. Blindfold kayaking to paintballing to cook dinners for us. It was just amazing. Piano playing on the beach to silent headphones. And it was all about creating the life, or having you experience the life that you truly desire and knowing what that looked like. So to talk about it is one thing, but to be in it in the thick is another. And from that, it led us to Tony Robbins. So we went from Miami for a week of blindfold adventures, and then we got dropped into the Tony Robbins UPW, Unleash the Power Within. Part of the process, he was going through, the different things he talked about, asked us what was our new empowering belief. And it all took off from there. And you know what? Why don't you play the second video, and then you'll see what I mean, where everything shifted.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Woo. Okay. So maybe y'all saw me dance a little bit. It's hard not to, just reliving that clip of the experience with you. And I know in your ministry, it's a little bit of dancing involved. I won't talk about that yet, but it seems like it was fabulous. And, people want to talk about luck. We always use those terms, but it's about being prepared. And so you were prepared for all you received.
Very true. Truthfully, I don't use luck. Luck doesn't work for me, I guess. It's not a bad thing. It's just not something it's just not the thing I aspire to or for. But what that was about, it was about alignment. because everything that took place was totally unplanned. I had no idea that was going to take place. He called me out. I just started reading what I have.
Mhm.
And they I don't know, something kicked in. I don't know if it's because they started playing the music, because once I was done, I was like, okay. And they just kept the music going. I was like, okay. And I honestly just went with it, and I just allowed myself to be in the best. I mean, just allowed myself to just be balls to the wall, excuse my French, and just experience joy out loud in public, unadulterated. I didn't care what people were thinking. And I was so excited, so happy. And from that, I thought, okay, once it was over, I went and sat down, cool. But I did not know that what that did, what God had planted a seed. Because when I got up to go, when we went for break, and I went to go out to the bathroom, whatever, when I say people just started coming left and right over the course of 4 days, close to 100 people. How do I know this? Because I started collecting emails and stuff after a while and videos of it. And they just kept dousing me with praise and blessings. I've never seen joy like that before. My joy didn't look like that. I was crying. I heard you up in the bleachers. I felt it over here. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I've never seen it. I love your moves. There were people who spoke in other language, and we were sitting there doing Google Translate just so we could communicate. There were folks who would be like, I would be like, oh, I'm coming. They'd be like, no, don't worry about it. Take your time. I've never had anybody wait in line to talk to me. Ever. So to have that, but here's the thing, all of that was beautiful, but the kicker is, in hindsight, I realized God was using them to prove to me that I'm not an imposter. Because up until that point, I kept thinking, how do I talk about joy? My ministry is JOILab, JOI, and the acronym changes as I change, the J, the O, the I. And I know that was him showing me, after you got 15,000 people here and 2,000 on camera, online. You're not an imposter. You didn't fake it. They felt something up in the bleachers. They were saying something over. And I'm like, so I know that was God using them to say, you can do this. See, sometimes you may not know what you're called for, but I promise you, God knows what you're called to. And he proved to me, I know what I called you to. You wasn't certain. You're certain now. And so as a result of that, I was like, okay, from that, we're going to expand. I'm out. I'm out of the closet, so to speak. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not just in my little circle telling people what I do, because y'all know I don't really publicize. I might say something a little bit, and then I go hide in the corner again. I come out, say a little bit, and hide. He's like, yeah, no more hiding. No more hiding.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I like the audience. I'm going to ask you, family, drop some comments in the chat. Drop some love in the chat, because this is not something that happens every day, and it clearly doesn't happen to everyone, even though they're on their path. And what we're experiencing here is a hell of joy, a hell of something that happened to create some joy. And we're experiencing what the Creator has ordained for Tinah, that she stepped into. Because she could have hid her light under a bushel, but that's not what she did. And that's where preparedness and opportunity meet dead in the center. So, like I said, we're looking at some comments now. People are loving what you're doing. Greetings, Mia. How are you? Glad to have you here tonight. Let me ask you this. What guidance can you give people to practice joy, and what will they learn in the Joy Lab?
I can give you what I was doing, but I didn't know at the time that I was doing it. It wasn't until hindsight when God was like, these are 4 things that's been going on in your life, and you weren't even trying to do them as a pillar. But it was prayer. When I say prayer, I shared with some others earlier that when I was in knee deep in depression, I used to be either in my kitchen, kicking and screaming, yelling to the top of my lungs, ever so quietly, because my moms would be upstairs sleeping. I would be fighting demons 3, 4 o'clock in the morning on a regular basis, and then go put on ruby red lipstick. Y'all know MAC ruby red lipstick. Get up, look polished up, and go to work. And no one would have an idea that I just went through hell 2 hours before. Or I'd be in my closet on the floor, bunched up like this, reading the Bible, not really reading it, looking at the words, Jeremiah 11:29, because none of that stuff, it was all flat. It meant nothing to me. But I didn't know that that prayer was actually working. The commitment was that I moved from the commitment of the negativity, and not that I was around negative people, but sometimes you're around people that just, we ain't got to have that discussion. You know how they are.
Mm-hmm.
But you're around that or a certain environment. So it's like, And then I had to change that. And then the consistency was, I had to start getting consistent about doing the better things, about being a better me. And I wasn't thinking about it like that. It was just happening. And then the time was December 10th at Tony Robbins' event, because my destiny, my breakthrough had a date on it. And I didn't know December 9th, December 8th, December 7th, that in 3 days, my life was about to shift completely. So I say that to you to encourage you, whatever the situation is you're going through, whatever the breakthrough, whatever promise, the job, the health, or whatever, it has a date on it. It has a date on it. There are things you've experienced already that have had a date on it. It came to pass. It came to pass. It came to pass. So just hold tight. It's coming. Prayer, commitment, consistency, and time. And then your second question was what again?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I'm so into your story.
But
So
yeah, that's
like, I'm all in, but I'm going to ask you this as my team in the background helps me with that. Tell us a little bit about skydiving. What was that like for you? Because you just said it, but I've been skydiving.
skydiving.
Okay, it's like no little feat.
No. Well, it's one thing when you know you're going skydiving, because I've done it before, and I was a punk. I was all excited about it when I was getting ready to do it. And then once I got into the plane, I made the mistake. He said, on the count of 3, we're going to go. And he said, 1, 2, and I looked down and I was like, ah! And I screamed the entire time. My stomach was in my gut. It was horrible. But the second time, we didn't know because we were blindfolded. So they had us just show up. And I was like, oh, snap, it's on now. But this time I was like, going with a different mindset, girl. You're going in with a different mindset. Be intentional. You're going to enjoy this ride. Did my stomach end up in my mouth? Yes. But my eyes were wide open this time. He said, just keep looking up. And he just said, keep looking up. And when I got the courage, I was able to look ahead. And every now and then I would look down and then look back up again. I was like, don't keep looking down. So I say that to you as in life, keep looking up. Every now and then you got to look forward. And as little as possible, look down. Unless you want to get your footing to see where you're going, but just keep your eyes straight ahead or keep looking up to whomever it is you serve.
So family, you heard it. Keep looking up, keep walking forward, and look up. So Tinah, tell us about the JOILab experience and what people will experience on the date.
The JOILab experience was birthed out of the Tinah Marie experience. And the Tinah Marie experience is really just about my history through depression and how I use banners. Let me show you real quick.
So this is the first time, audience, that our guest has walked off, but we love it.
Everybody knows. But anyway, I would use banners as my form of ministry and still do. But I would use banners to support me in that process. And so I didn't know that you change your state, you change your physiology, you change your state. So when you start moving, like really vehemently moving, which I would be doing every time I would be out 6 a.m. in the morning on the corner of Broad Market in New Jersey, 6 o'clock and moving, it was literally changing my physiology. It was changing my state of mind. And that was a process that was actually preparing me for that December 10th breakthrough. Didn't know it at the time. But the JOILab was birthed out of the Tinah Marie experience. And the joy, the JOI, it's transformational. See, at first I was going to give it the acronym like, okay, so for right now, it's Jubilant Optimization, JOI. Oh, ignited. 2 weeks ago, it was something I said, nah, I'm going to keep this fluid because as I shift and change, it's going to shift and change. So the lab is the labyrinth. Any kind of, thing you're going through, it's a mush of whatever your life experience is. So it's your joy, your labyrinth of experiences, and it's the JOILab Experience. So that's how it was birthed. And on November 12th, am I allowed to share that now or should I hold?
You are absolutely.
She's like, well, why not? on November, because of what took place at Tony's, there were so many people, including international folks, that reached out and wanted to connect. And I just started videotaping. I was like, could you just say this on camera so I could share this with my moms? And they just started giving me all these videos. And I was like, you know what? Why don't you just do an experience for them? They don't know you. They see what your joy looks like. And a picture is worth 1,000 words. So now that they have the visual of what your ministry, AKA now business is, now you can talk to them about how do I transfer this to you? Or how do I help you experience that? Do you need to get up there and start dancing? Nope. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Your joy might look different. But I want to just be able to share with you what I do and provide a system or a platform for you so that you'll be able to create it. And the best thing is, it's while you're in your stuff. I'm not talking about after the smoke clears, after the check comes, no, I'm talking about while there was stuff still going on. When you saw me doing that dance, I got stuff going on. It's life. I have stuff going on. None of it shifted yet, none of it, but it didn't preclude me from getting out there and just being raw, just being me and not letting the noise of life stop me from experiencing it. And that's what I want to do with the JOILab. And on November 12th, that's next Saturday from 11 to 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. I keep saying that because now I have to get in the habit of saying what time zone I'm in. But Eastern time, I'm going to be sharing about this, a 90-minute joy activation for leaders. And if you're not a leader and aspiring to be, even if your leadership is parenthood, even if your leadership is, honey, I'm just leading myself and that's enough. If your leadership is, I'm leading a flock of people. If your leadership is, I haven't even thought about it, but I would like to, it's for you. It's so for you.
Okay.
And that's what that's for.
All right. And we're going to add 3 more days to your event, which is going to be on November the 15th, the Saturday. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. We don't want anybody to show up.
Yes. So no, did I say the wrong way? I'm sorry about that.
No, but that's what happens when you get excited.
Oh, I said the 12th. I didn't even know that. I said the 12th.
That's okay. We
I didn't
get
hear it.
excited and things happen. And audience, there is a QR code on your screen to the upper left. Please take out your cameras and get the information. And also, the information will be in our description box, which is right underneath the video. And as Tinah said, something she said was really key. Everything is happening. Her stuff is still going on. So, but you're able to discover joy right in the middle of all the mess. It's all happening simultaneously. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Really like that.
Can I add something to that too? I want to let them know that there's also a bonus. So for after the November 15th experience, so it's not a one and done kind of thing. So you have the opportunity to get priority access to my 6-week high frequency integration experience. Now that is an exclusive paid continuation of leadership for the embodiment at a different scale. But I wanted to let you know that through the month of December, so on the 15th of November is the 90-minute activation. And then the following week is a whole nother level scale, but that is at paid. It's a priority access to that. Because you know what? You really want to go into the holidays with as much joy as you need. You know, you hear those Christmas songs, but you're like, I don't spend all my money. I'm not feeling joy right now. We're going to show you how to experience it still while you celebrate your holiday season. Or not.
And Tinah, tell us how much this event, what's the cost of the event on the 15th? I'm actually doing it at a discount right now at 333. Okay. 333. Okay. All right, great.
And that's going to be for the people that come on November 15th.
Okay. All right. Now we want to talk about one more thing.
Ah,
That
yes.
book. That book, girl. Let's talk about it.
Can y'all see that?
Grace over glitches. Talk about that.
So, first of all, I was trying to give it to Tony while I was talking to him. What was I thinking? It wasn't like he was going to walk around it with the whole time. I don't know what I'm thinking. But anyway, you know why? Because I mentioned him in it about physiology and state of mind. So I was like, well, let me give him a book. But I think I'm frozen. Am I frozen?
No.
Oh, okay. But anyway, this book was written out of embarrassment. I'm in this group called the E Code, and it's about leveling up your life, which allowed me to get to Tony's, allowed me to experience the adventure, and got me to a position where I wrote this book. For those of you who know me, many of y'all have been on the phone with me, walking me and talking me through stuff. Z, you're smiling because you're one of them. Yeah. How many times have I called? I don't understand this. I'm always the last person to get it. And in this group, I kept being the last person to get it. And JJ made a comment one day. He called me Technical Tinah, and he said, "You're going to write a book one day." And he said it like a crack. I was like, my feelings was so hurt. And then I got it together. And God was like, tap, tap. Yeah, no, you're looking at it the wrong way. And I started thinking, you know what? There's a lot of other people out there like me. You know the basics about computers. You know the basics, how to sign on and stuff like that. But you fumble through some other things that other folks who understand computers and phones and stuff, they say things like, it's self-explanatory. Can I tell you how many times I've heard that where I'm like, if it was self-explanatory, I would not be asking the question. So I wrote this book. It's Grace Over Glitches, a soulful, cheeky, faith-infused guide for mature folk navigating tech hiccups with humor and grace. And the title is intentionally long. It's for those of us who's still trying to get it. But check this out, y'all. I wrote this book from a funny perspective, and I'm just going to read you a little snippet. And here it is. Let me see. Here it is. No tech wizards allowed. This guide ain't for the tech gurus. This guide is for us mature folk who can use a computer but still trip over passwords, frozen screens, and cryptic instructions. It's for the divine and determined, the strong and the stumped, the ones who cried at the login screen or yelled no when the password failed again. Good news. This ain't a rule book or in-depth instructional manual. It's a mindset shift with a splash of guidance and a wink. Think of it as your tech comfort guide, light on jargon, big on clarity, and sprinkled with joy. It's intentionally short and sweet because the last thing you need is a technical guide that adds to the weight of learning something new. So what I have in here for y'all are what I call, like, I'll give you a tip. It'll be something simple like, did I break the internet again? And it's about, when you get that 404 error page. And then I'll talk to you about that for 30 seconds. See, real easy. And then I have these things called Joy Break, Spirit Sparks, and Divine Mic Drops. So the Joy Break will go, if tech support had your number saved, they cheer, hey friends, let's squash these tech bugs and get you clicking with confidence. The Spirit Spark. Even Moses had to figure it out how to use the staff before it parted the sea. And then for the spiritually minded, Divine Mic Drop. My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. So it covers all aspects for those of us who's like, I need some word behind this, or I just need a joke or a pun behind this. And it's got a journal section in here for you too. So it's Grace Over Glitches. And it's nominally priced at just $12 on purpose because I want people to be able to buy, whether it's a birthday gift or any kind of gift or giveaway or what have you. I wanted to price it so that people could buy multiple ones so you could give it away to church organizations, senior groups, school groups, clubs, different spaces where you find that there's about 5 of us usually in the room who are struggling and ask y'all for help all the time.
Or don't.
or don't. And if you want to bless them, it's easy. See, it's thin, it's easy. Something is light, it's easy, it's fun. I've actually mentioned some people in here that's on this platform. So when they get
Right.
it.
Well, we will let them be surprised when they
Oh, it's
buy
on Amazon. I'm sorry. It's on
and you will
Amazon.
see their names. So the link is in our comment section. Um, drop some hearts if you learned something new tonight. And remember to get this continuing type of interaction with folks and the great people that we bring to our stage, please like, subscribe, and also share with the wonderful people in your life. Those comments are coming in. Woo! We see I love colorful art. Love it. Woo! Okay. So there's one more thing that I absolutely have to say. How much is the event on the 15th?
Free. Oh, it's complimentary of JOILab. Did I not say that?
No,
You know,
you see
word
what happened?
complimentary
What,
goes a
what
long
had
way.
happened was
What had happened was on the way too. It's complimentary.
okay.
It's the bonus program for the 6
Mhm.
weeks. That one's at 333.
Okay. All right, great. I just wanted to make sure that that was stated just in case, because we've talked about a lot. But when you talk about free, you want to say that again and again and again.
Yes, we
So
do.
audience, register and bring your friends
I have
and
a
bring
question.
all of your stuff so you can experience your own joy. And please ask your question.
My question is whether you're already in spaces like I'm good or I'm or I'm struggling, or
Mhm.
girl, I can't think of the last time joy. Like, girl, I haven't even thought about that in so long. I'm so detached, or it's like I experience moments of it and stuff like that, but because a fabulous curriculum vitae,
Mhm.
success, big money does not equate to joy all the time. You could be hustling and getting the grind and doing your thing and not really enjoying the fruits of your labor. So my question to you is, if you had the opportunity to know that you could experience it more frequently according to you pulling at it, not someone else or a conditional thing happening for you to experience. Well, this happened, so now I feel okay. That happened. That's conditional. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that because nothing happened for me to do that. He just asked the question and I just answered. Nothing happened. So my question to you is, if you want access to something like that for yourself, would you be interested? I'm curious if you drop a chat in there, if you drop a response in the chat. Yeah, I'd
Okay.
be interested.
All right. What say ye, audience? If you could create that, you could learn to create that, what would be your interest? Would you either be there in a heartbeat? I know I'd be there in a heartbeat. Uh-oh.
You better come on, Cassandra. Yes.
And I definitely suspect there will be others who will say the same thing. So,
Likewise. Thank you.
Miss Tinah, we want to thank you. Miss Joy, the Joy Architect, the Joy Architect, we want to thank you for being with us this evening. And we're going to see you on the 15th. And
Thank
you'll be
you.
getting orders for your book.
Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. And gents, I don't know if there's my male friends that are on here too. I invited them too.
The book is you can find it on Amazon.
Oh, but would you mind putting in the actual link? I asked because sometimes they keep connecting me to Mexico and Singapore. I want to make sure you get US. So when you put in Grace over Glitches, put Tinah Bolden, or if you can actually drop the link that I gave you, I'm hoping.
The link is
It'll
perfect.
It'll take you
will be
straight
in the
there.
chat.
So
And
if you share it, share that link.
okay, and the link will also be in our description box.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So we'll talk to you in a moment. So, I mean, how powerful, how exciting, how joyful was that audience? Let us know. And we have something else coming up on November the 5th. If you're an entrepreneur or working professional, quick question. Do you use any of these platforms? Do you use Zoom? Are you a Gmail user? How about ChatGPT? Do you have a website? Do you do business transactions online? Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a contingency plan to protect your data, to protect your workflow? And what if these systems fall apart? Will you get compromised? What would you do? Now, if you're unsure, we at Disruptive Dow have put together, and you see it on the screen, a short survey to help us design the right protection solution for people just like you. Click the first link in the description box and take the survey. And if you want personalized support, check the second link and register using our early bird Black Friday promo code. And that code is Disruptor Dow Friday. You'll receive 20% off the purchase of our course. And the course is going to be a hands-on cybersecurity course. I think we might have mentioned it before, but it is worth mentioning. And we are fine-tuning and fine-tuning. And we really want your we really want your import. I think I said the wrong word. But you know what I mean. We want you to tell us really what you need so that, you know how sometimes you sit in a course and you've already entered the course thinking, I know I need this, but I don't know if all of this is for me. But by filling out the survey, you will get exactly what is for you and what you need. So we'll help you understand your risks, build your backup plan, and walk away with real protection and peace of mind. We thank you and we look forward to seeing you there. So we're going to talk about how to stay one step of anybody that is looking to do you harm. And the holidays are coming up, so the hackers are out there. We will talk about investing in protection, updating your devices, you name it. There's a lot of stuff. We want your input and we're going to give you a lot. So, we have any questions in the chat, ladies? I'm talking to my team. And thank you, Disrupted Out team. Thank you, Wellness Wednesday people. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping out. Okay, let's see. And oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I did say November 5th. That's today. Duh. What I really wanted to say was December 6th. That's when the course is. Promo code is in the chat. You see it on the screen. And also our QR code. Well, all right. I believe we have come to the end of our programming. We thank you for being with us. Thank you again, Miss Tinah. Thank you for all of our lovely and faithful visitors. Once again, subscribe. These are the thing I laugh about with this is as I look at other YouTube influencers, that subscribe, so you'll get the information. It's like stuck in my brain. And the other one thing I want to say is when you subscribe, you won't have to worry about looking for a link. YouTube will notify you. So you'll be able to be with us every Wednesday we're here. So this is Zawadi signing off and say good night. And thank you.